There's no better education than getting out and seeing the world.
The experiences are what you're going to remember in the long run.
Getting out to see the world has just really opened my eyes to a lot of things.
I know a little bit about a lot of random things, and that's because of travel.
We're going to be able to learn so much about some really great destinations.
I'm excited about how this will improve our group itineraries.
I'm really looking forward to having great conversations about places. Welcome to Destination Dispatch.
Hello, I'm Jim Delleman with Group Travel Odyssey, and I want to thank you for joining us for this episode of Destination Dispatch. Before we get started, if you haven't done so, please make sure to follow us on our social media channels. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to click that little subscribe button, and also if you ring the bell, you will get a notification anytime that we have new content on our YouTube channel. You can also connect with us on LinkedIn at Group Travel Odyssey, and make sure to like the Group Travel Odyssey Facebook page as well. We want you to get all the information and all the content that we have on all of our social media channels. So thank you for doing that. Well, today we've got another fantastic destination. We're going to learn everything that there is to learn about Sarasota. But before we do that, I need to bring on our co-hosts. And first, I'm going to bring on our lead navigator at Group Travel Odyssey, Keith Snowd. So, hey, Keith.
Hey, Jim.
Welcome.
Hey, how are you?
We're doing well.
Yeah, I had to literally turn off everything and restart again. So.
Just for those of you who are watching now, about a minute before we got started, Keith was having internet issues. And so it was sort of like, we might be just going with two of us today instead of three. So Keith, we're very happy to have you.
Gotta love technology, right?
Exactly. Hey, that's our life, right? So, well, as well as
that's
Keith,
right.
We also have the host of Destinations Beyond Expectations. Please welcome Stevie G. Hey, Stevie.
Hey guys, what's up? It's been a couple Thursdays.
It has been, yeah. And it's and hopefully everything will, knock on wood, continue working properly today. So it's great to see you both again after a couple weeks of not having Destination Dispatch. And for those of you who were looking forward to Anaheim, we will be getting that back on our schedule, and we will make sure to let you know when that's going to be happening as well. So that will be rescheduled for a future episode of Destination Dispatch. But today we are going to be focusing on Sarasota, Florida. Gentlemen, I know both of you being Floridians that you have obviously been to Sarasota, correct?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I would like to spend more time there, though. I haven't spent enough time as I'd like, but I need to get over there. So.
Well, yes, I'll tell you what, we will figure out how to get you all there, and I'm sure you'll get much more information as to places you can go and things you can do. Keith, have you taken groups there?
I have.
Okay.
Actually, several times.
Excellent.
So, and it's great. There's lots to do, and I have actually visited the Ringling Museum several times myself. So yeah, lots of good stuff.
Wonderful. Well, instead of us just gabbing about it, which we have a tendency to do, let's bring on our guest today. She is the Director of Sales with Visit Sarasota County. Please welcome Kelly Defebo. Kelly, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Hi, Kelly.
Thank you. Thanks for promoting the Ringling already. You've done part of my job.
Tell you what, you got a lot of good things going on. I'm anxious to talk about it. So I'm happy that my internet issues have allowed me to do so.
Well, it's funny. Thank you for that intro. And I will say that one of the first things people say to me when they come to the area is, I had no idea all this was here. So I think we have a lot of ground to cover. So I'm excited to share that information with everybody today.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. Everybody knows, and we will get into the beaches, of course, but what would you say is one of the other big draws that brings people to the Sarasota region, Sarasota area?
So I would say, aside from the beaches, our circus legacy is very strong. The State Art Museum of Florida is the Ringling Museum. It's a 60-acre attraction with 5 different museums, all all encased on the one campus there. You can't see everything in one day, so you really have to kind of plan that trip. Lots of groups like to return for a second day to explore all that is there just in and of itself. But John Ringling, who started the Ringling Brothers Circus, really put a big footprint in Sarasota County, and you can kind of see that as you go through the entire destination. One of the places he started to develop was St. Armand's Circle, which is just a circle of shops and restaurants. It's upscale. It's very group friendly, very walkable. So that's also a very big draw for people to come to the area. We also are the last stop on the Civil Rights Trail throughout the United States, with the segregation of the beaches back in the 50s. Lido Beach had a wade-in back in 1950 something, and so just about 2 years ago, we were put on the Civil Rights Trail as a stop because of that historical movement in getting the beaches open to everybody. So that is exciting. You know, people who want to learn about some history of the United States, that's a great stop in the area. We have 2 state parks in the destination to visit, and also we're very big in arts and culture. So we have several performing arts houses that do everything from community plays to Broadway shows, So the arts and culture in the area is very big. Lots of galleries, art galleries to visit, 2 spring training stadiums. We have the Baltimore Orioles and the Atlanta Braves. So really something for everybody. And then on top of that, we have about 52 festivals that happen year round. So there's always something going on.
Wow. And that's what I was going to ask you. When is the best time to come to Sarasota? But it sounds like it doesn't matter when you come. There's always going to be things to do.
That's right. Yeah, there's always things to do. Our peak season is January, February, and March. So, you know, with that, you know, you are going to get a very full calendar all the way around. But you're also going to pay higher prices in the hotels. So if you visit outside of that time, maybe June would be a great time to visit. The first 2 weeks in June, we have Savor Sarasota Restaurant Week. So about between 60 and 100 restaurants participate in this event that we have. Everything for lunch and dinner is prefix dining, fixed meals. You get, you know, for one price, you get to experience the best Sarasota has to offer in our culinary offerings. And it's really a lot of fun for everybody. So culinary is a big thing in the destination.
Yeah, it's interesting to me because I think that you kind of hit on it at the beginning about the, you know, a lot of people know Sarasota for the Ringling, but I also feel like a lot of people don't know that the Ringling is so diverse. I think when people think of the Ringling, the first thing they think of is the circus, and that is a mere small part of what that whole complex is about. You know, and the art is beautiful, but touring the home is also incredible, and that's where you come to realize, as you said, John Ringling was a huge real estate developer, like just amazing. And just even looking out from the house, you see a lot of the land that he developed. It's incredible. So yeah, it's interesting to me that you get a lot of student groups, because that's the world I've come from. You get a lot of student groups that experience the Ringling and take the time to actually experience the Ringling.
We do. We get a lot of student groups that go to the Ringling to experience that. I will also mention with John Ringling's footprint, there is a restaurant with private dining for about 55 people on St. Armand Circle, and it's called Cafe La Rope. And the history of that restaurant is that it used to be John Ringling's office, where he would go and do all of his work to develop the area. So you really can do a whole itinerary just based around John Ringling and the circus legacy in the area. It really is incredible. But our student groups will come to the Ringling, and then also Moat Marine Laboratory Resort, Moat Marine Laboratory and Aquarium is also a great option for student groups to come and learn about the ecosystem in Sarasota Bay, in the Gulf of Mexico. We have boats that go out. We have shark feedings that they can attend. We have all different types of things to learn from the working laboratory inside Moat Aquarium. So it's not just walking through the aquarium and, looking at the sharks and the turtles. It's also, you really can get in the water with scientists and have conversations and, see everything, and it's very interactive, and there's really lots of different experiences that students can have there.
I've actually had 2 groups that have done that. They've gotten in the water with the scientists at the moat, and it's an interesting place. Do you find that when you're selling your destination that group leaders, group planners undervalue the amount of things that you have available? I feel like there's so much. Like when I look through your 3-day itinerary, it's really more than you can do in 3 days.
And I think that's the thing that hurts about doing just a 3-day itinerary, because I still feel like I'm leaving so much out. There's so many things to do. So I almost feel like it should be a 3-day itinerary for first timers, and then another 3-day itinerary for return visitors. And, we could go on and on. But like I said, I think I'm going to make a shirt one day that says, I had no idea all this was here, because I hear it every single time I bring somebody into the destination to show them around.
I think one of the things that people might not be aware of is how easy it is to actually get to Sarasota. You guys obviously have the Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, which is a great little airport. I've been there before. And you guys aren't too far from Tampa, but you don't have to fly into Tampa to get to Sarasota. But, talk about how people can get to Sarasota and Sarasota County.
So we are centrally located right off of I-75 in the state of Florida. So we're in the middle of the state, but obviously on the Gulf Coast. So getting to us by car or bus is very easy to do. But then, you mentioned our little airport, and I will say back in the day, it was little. We had about 11 nonstop flights that came into the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. Now, I think we're up to about 56 nonstop flights. We are adding, we have all the major air carriers. We just added Southwest. We just added Allegiant. We still have, I think, 2 more in the wings that we're waiting to add any day now. So our airport is actually getting ready to expand the parking, expand terminals. We are growing leaps and bounds, and it's a great thing to see. But also I will say, we are just 1 hour, a door-to-door 1 hour drive to Tampa. And so Tampa Airport was also, back in the day was always a great option, and it still is. But, now more and more, we're just finding that it's just not really necessary. If you want to fly into Sarasota, you can fly directly into Sarasota. You're going to find the flights that work for you. You're going to find the same prices as, a larger airport such as Tampa or Orlando. We really have come onto the scene as far as the airport goes. It's really kind of changed the options for people looking to come into the area.
Hey, Kelly, what is the one thing that you believe groups overlook the most when they come to Sarasota that they absolutely should be doing, and the majority of them are not?
I always tell people about Pinecraft. I'm Keith. I don't know if you have taken your groups to that area.
I haven't. So I'm going to be victim of this too. So see, look, here we go.
So it's an Amish and Mennonite area of town, and it is like in the center of Sarasota County. That, again, it's just one of those things you don't expect to see. But we have a lot of Amish and Mennonite people that come down during season, and then we have residents that live there year round. But I bring it up because there are 2 restaurants there that are, Amish restaurants. One of them is large enough to host groups and parking, and they have a hotel behind it. So you really can get the full Amish experience through the hotel and then the restaurant. They have private dining at the restaurant. It is called Dutchman. And if you don't know anything about Amish and Mennonite, their baked goods are out of this world, and Dutchman is no exception to that. So if you don't go for anything else, go for, the pie. But yeah, so there's some shopping there. It's just this whole little ecosystem right in the middle of Sarasota that a lot of people just aren't aware of. So I always recommend that to groups for something that's a little different, a little surprising, and just kind of, it's not even really off the beaten path. It's just something different to experience.
So in full transparency, I have a group coming to Dutchman.
Okay.
Next spring. I actually did book it in a trip moving forward. So I do have one group that's coming to Dutchman. And Jim and I know all about the Amish the Amish areas, because we're both from Ohio, and I lived very near a big Mennonite area, and you're right, the baked goods could,
Oh yeah. You can't beat the baked goods.
And Dutchman is great too, because not only do they have the restaurant, but they have the bakery, so you can buy goods to go. And then upstairs they have a very large gift shop, so you can kind of spend a little time shopping and dining, and kind of everything's under one roof. So I just think it's a really great option for groups.
None of those baked goods are on my diet at all.
They're not on mine either, but you have to make it every now and then.
Oh my gosh. You talked about how there are certain areas, and you brought up that there are places that are very walkable in the city. How easy is it for groups to get around, whether it's by motor coach or walking or visiting different areas and stuff? Is it a very walkable city?
So when you get to certain areas of town, they're walkable. So for instance, if you go to downtown Sarasota, once you're in that area, the area is walkable. But I would say if you want to go from downtown Sarasota to, let's say, St. Armand Circle, you would need transportation to get from point A to point B. But once you're at that area again, St. Armand Circle is very walkable in and of itself. I will say that the city of Sarasota did just add free trolley service from downtown Sarasota to St. Armand Circle, and it kind of loops every 15 minutes, and there's several stops there. So it does kind of open it up for groups, especially if you want to, start exploring downtown Sarasota, and then you can have the attendees get on the trolley and go to St. Armand Circle, and then kind of go back and forth that way. Whereas 6 months ago we didn't have that option. So it is very walkable in that sense. If you were to go to Siesta Village, once you're there, again, walkable. But then again they have a trolley that goes the whole length of Siesta Key. So, it does, once you're in a certain area of town, you can, people kind of do have the freedom to explore that area at their leisure. But if you were, let's say if you were down in Siesta Key Village and you were staying in downtown Sarasota, you definitely would need transportation to get from point A to point B.
Okay. Cool. I'll fit in one more question if that's okay before we do our little partner highlight. Really quick, I saw on your website you have a beach pass through your Visit Sarasota app. Can you talk about that a little bit? Just describe it really quick.
Yeah, so we have 35 miles of beachfront in Sarasota County. All of the beaches are incredibly different. The beach behind me is Siesta Key Beach. The sand is made of 99% ground quartz, never gets hot on your feet no matter what the temperature is. Very unique. You're not going to find shells here. It's very, very different. The sand feels like baby powder. It's just amazing to experience. But if you go down to within Sarasota County, if you go down to Venice, for instance, Venice Beach and Casperson Beach are known as the shark's tooth capital of the world. So you're going to find lots of fossilized shark's teeth at those beaches. So every beach is a little bit different. So we created this beach pass to get people out to experience really the breadth of all of our different beaches in the area. So if you download the Visit Sarasota app and you open up the beach pass, as you get to each beach, it will tell you information about that beach, and then you can check in to that beach. And once you've checked in to, I think it's up to 14 different beaches, if you show your check-ins to the staff at our visitor center, you get a goodie bag it's a backpack with a Tervis tumbler and a hat and all these goodies that you get just for using the app and checking in and experiencing all the beaches. So if you check in from 1 to 5 beaches, you get a prize for that. If you check in at the max, then you get the whole goodie bag in and of itself. So we have a lot of people that have a lot of fun with that, and people are just so surprised at what they learn at each beach. And again, it just falls back into that saying of, I had no idea. I thought if I went to one beach, it was just going to be the same as all the others, and it's just not the case.
Oh, that's really neat. I love that. That's cool.
It's great to have a variety like that. Well, we've got so much more to talk about, and we are going to do so. But first, we need to hear a little bit about some of our partners. Stevie?
Group Travel Odyssey would like to take a moment to thank our amazing partners, including Book My Group, Travel Advocates, We Travel, Broadway Inbound, and Fly My Group. These partnerships help make business without boundaries possible, and we encourage our viewers to learn more about these wonderful companies. Now, back to Destination Dispatch.
Okay, so we are back, and we're going to continue the conversation. There is so much that we've already learned, and there's still so much more to learn. But what we thought we would do is we're going to turn this over to Keith and Kelly right now and find out more about Sarasota by walking through a sample itinerary. So take us away.
So, Kelly, I have your itinerary up here, and we're going to go through it. And first, I want to say to everybody that just as a reminder, any of our Destination Dispatch itineraries can also be found in GTO in the Sales Manager app under the Trip Templates button. And you can find that there. You'll also find a link to this document that we're going to go through in the Visit Sarasota record in Supplier Manager. So there's lots of places you can access this information. The nice thing about the trip template is all of these things are in there. So if you copy it, it makes it super easy for you to just go ahead and price a trip and get your group to Sarasota. So Kelly, I'm going to let you take it from here and talk us through this itinerary.
Okay,
And
sounds good.
I will scroll as you do the talking.
Okay. So I obviously I seem to be a fan of Der Dutchman Restaurant and Bakery. This is in the Amish area of town. So again, great place for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but I'm recommending it for breakfast because their donuts and baked goods are amazing. So start there.
Right. Yeah,
Sorry?
You got to start the day off right.
Right. Yes. So after that, you don't want to miss the crown jewel, which we've mentioned several times on this show already, is the Ringling Museum. And then after that, the Bijou Garden Cafe is right across the street from the Sarasota Opera in downtown Sarasota. The Zagat survey gives the Bijou its highest score for food in Sarasota. And you can tell from the minute you walk in the door. What I like about this restaurant is that it doesn't, it's privately owned and it's not a chain. You really get that unique downtown dining experience. And and they do have space for groups of up to 40 people there. So great continental American cuisine to enjoy. And then moving on for the activity portion after lunch is LaBarge Tropical Cruises. LaBarge is housed in Sarasota Bay. It's a 2-story boat. So the top of the boat is open air and the bottom part of the boat is enclosed. So depending on if you want to stay out of the sun or keep a little cool, you can be on the bottom part of the boat. If you want to, get the fresh salt air in your hair, then you can be on the top part of the boat. But they offer several different options for cruises, from sightseeing to dolphin watch to sunset. And then they do Steel Drum Sunday Fun Day cruising, which who doesn't love that? So plenty of different options to plug that into the itinerary. I would recommend about 2.5 hours for that cruise. One of the newer, I would say, things to do in our destination is the Mayaca Elephant Ranch. This is pretty unique, and it's really it's a conservation effort, and so they try to keep the group experiences pretty small. So this is for up to 25 people. They offer a spa encounter that not only offers educational experiences, but it provides people with the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to actually care for the elephants that they have at the ranch. So you get to, bathe them, learn about them, spend time with them. So for any group who is, very interested in the conservation efforts and animal loving groups, I would recommend this as something different and off the beaten path. It is a little bit out of the way from downtown Sarasota, so I would recommend, it's around a 35 to 40 minute drive there, but everybody who has been out there really does speak very highly of that experience. I mentioned Cafe La Rope. This is that used to be John Ringling's office on St. Armand Circle. I love it because of the history of it and that they do have private dining for groups. And then once you're done, you can easily step outside and just walk around the circle, enjoy shopping. And then at the end of the circle is Lido Beach. So if you have lunch or dinner at Cafe La Rope, you can maybe catch a sunset before or after dinner or lunch. Livingston's Amusements, I threw that on there for late night. They have go-karts, pool tables, bar, games of all kinds. So it's, you would think it's for kids, and, maybe during the day it is, but at nighttime it's a little bit of a different scene. And so just kind of something to do if it's raining outside or, a little too hot. Livingston's Amusements is a great one to go to. So I threw on here for day 2 breakfast, 99 bottles. 99 bottles.
I have to say, I saw that, Kelly, and I thought, wow, she's jumping right in.
I love it.
So they do have a very popular bagel brunch. So this wouldn't be an early morning breakfast. This would be more of like a lunch brunch time thing. But, mimosas, bagel brunch in downtown Sarasota. And, maybe something might raise a little eyebrows on the itinerary and create some interest for your attendees. But, just something different and fun to do.
Well, I have to say, though, that's not the most controversial thing that you see there. The fact that it's real deal New York bagels, for someone who used to live in New York and someone who is living in New York, those are big words.
I know.
I'll have to come try them. That's all.
Keith, you'll have to try it out and let me know. Dakin Dairy Farms, I would recommend for a unique activity. This is actually a working dairy farm. Obviously, if you want to learn how milk is produced and bottled and distributed, it happens at Dakin Dairy Farm. So head on out to that for that experience. Marina Jack Cruises. So we're back where LaBarge Tropical Cruises goes out of. Marina Jack Cruises goes out of there too. They do lunch and dinner cruises. This cruise boat is totally enclosed, air conditioning. So, if you have groups that are, concerned about the weather or the heat, this is a great option for them. This is more sit down, white tablecloth. And you also get, the education of who lives where in the bay. They point out the houses of the celebrities for you, so you get to be in the know on that. And then after that, I would recommend Drum Circle Distillery. They are the makers of Siesta Key rum, which is handcrafted start to finish in small batches right out of this distillery. They do tours for you, and then at the end they have tastings, obviously. And then if you like anything you taste, you're more than welcome to purchase a bottle for yourself. Marie Selby Botanical Gardens and Historic Spanish Point Campus. These, in the past, up until about a year ago, they were two separate campuses, two separate attractions. They recently merged. Marie Selby Botanical Gardens is downtown. They have exotic plants from all over the world. So this is very botanical focused. They have recently brought in different exhibits and installations to really make it exciting, and it's different all of the time. So if you've been one time, certainly you come back 6 months later and it will be different again. But then also, now that they've combined with Historic Spanish Point Campus, you can take a boat from Marie Selby Botanical Gardens to Historic Spanish Point and explore that. And that is more historical, old homes on the area, archaeological digs, those type of things. You can really get to see what old Florida was like back in the day in Sarasota. And then for evening, I would recommend Element, which is a steak and seafood and pasta restaurant. They have a private space of up to 25 where they will do a buyout for 74 seats. It is downtown Sarasota, and they really do an amazing job with their menu. They keep it different, and it's very upscale and fun. McCurdy's Comedy Theater, again, downtown Sarasota. Obviously, you might be seeing a theme here. But this is our comedy theater. They do a really great job with bringing in some big name comedians and also some up and comers. So definitely check out that schedule. And it's a great place to bring groups. Everybody has a wonderful time, and I would highly recommend it. So day 3, so this is more in South County. So Sarasota County goes from Longboat Key in northern Sarasota County all the way down to Inglewood, Northport, and Manasota Key in South Sarasota County. So I kind of wanted to focus day 3 on that. So Cafe Evergreen is... it's just along Highway 41, but they serve many vegan and gluten-free friendly options. Everything is locally pasteurized, and they can host of groups up to 30 in a private dining space that overlook views of the bay in Nokomis, where they're located. I did mention that we have 2 state parks in the area. Oscar Scherer State Park is one of the smaller state parks that we have, but definitely worth seeing. The park has a large acreage of flatwoods, which makes it one of the great places for birders to go to and see the scrub jays and endangered species that are only found in the state. So a lot of people like to go and do that, but they also have, trails and canoeing and kayaking there too. Farlow's on the Water is in Inglewood. It's a 280-seat restaurant with a large outdoor area. So definitely, if you're looking for fresh local seafood, that would be a great place to go. And the Inglewood Arts Center obviously focuses on education, exhibitions, and events. And it's just obviously another touch point of the arts in Sarasota County, located in South Sarasota County. Clyde Butcher, Venice Gallery and Studio. He is referred to as the next Ansel Adams. If you're not familiar with his work, it's all black and white nature photography. So he has a studio in Venice and a gallery, and he produces some of his work there with like the old time photography production ways, dark rooms, the old equipment, all of it. So it's really amazing to see. And from time to time, he does stop in and he will talk to groups there. But it's great to see the tour of that dark room and really experience that. So if you have people who are interested in photography or nature or a combination of the two, this would be a really great stop to add. Fins at Sharky's. This is right on Venice Beach, where I mentioned again is the Shark's Tooth capital of the world. In April, this is where they do the Venice Shark Tooth Festival also. So not only is it a restaurant, but they also have a festival going on in April. And then they also have a fishing pier. So you can rent you can go out on the pier and just take photos, or you can rent a fishing pole and drop it in the water and fish right from the pier. So really a good time. They have live music. It's just, really gives you that beach experience that everybody coming to Florida and Sarasota is looking for. And last but not least, Pop Stroke is a Tiger Woods owned attraction. It's our newest attraction in the area. It is basically golf. The course was designed by Tiger Woods himself. It's 16 holes of putting, and they have a restaurant, they have an ice cream parlor, they have bars, they have outdoor games, a rooftop bar. So lots of things for people to do, and it is perfect for groups. We have hosted several people there already, and people rave about it. So it's really, and they're open until midnight. So that would be a great late night option for you.
Well, that's fantastic, and I appreciate you going through everything. And that, like I said, when I look at this itinerary, I think I couldn't do all of this in 3 days. I'd be exhausted. I'm exhausted listening to it. So,
yeah.
One of the things that we didn't ask you about that I'd love to elaborate on a little bit more is lodging in the Sarasota area, group lodging. Talk to us a little bit about the group options that are available in your area, and like the different types of hotels and other things that are available.
So we have everything, every type of lodging you can imagine, like all the destinations. We have some airport hotels, which are limited service properties, Marriott properties, Spring Hill, Hyatt Place. So we have those types of options for you. Then we have our beachfront options, which range everything from, smaller 20-unit properties all the way to the Lido Beach Resort and the Holiday Inn Lido Beach Resort and the Sandcastle Resort are all on Lido Beach. So those are the ones that offer, restaurants and bars and that sort of thing. So really depending on your budget and time of year, we are able to find pretty much anything you're looking for. Downtown, you're going to see the Art Ovation Hotel, which is really entrenched in our arts and culture scene in Sarasota. It's really literally located right in downtown Sarasota. So when you step outside, everything is at your feet. But what's unique about them is that they have an artist in studio in their lobby all the time, and it rotates the artist. So there's always a new artist to see and learn and hear from. So again, that hotel just kind of pays homage to our arts and culture in the destination. Then we have, your typical, Westin property, Ritz-Carlton, Hyatt Regency, Hotel Indigo. So lots of different great options for groups depending on what you're looking for and what your interests are. I tend to, when somebody reaches out to me for an idea for the itinerary, I kind of like to find, not only a hotel that falls in line with your budget, but a hotel that kind of falls in line with the theme and interest of your group. So, we like to customize, and we're lucky that we have enough accommodations in the area to really help create that unique experience, not only through the itinerary, but through the lodging as well.
Great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for reviewing everything group in Sarasota. And it's really been great to learn more. I definitely learned a couple of things that I might be switching on an itinerary here soon. So,
also, Kelly, I know that this is a lot of information, but I know that there is so much more information as well. If they want to get more information from you, how can they do that? And what more do you have for them?
Yeah, so you could reach out to me directly. My email is kdefebo@visitsarasota.org. Because I am back to traveling a little bit, email would be the best way to reach out. But if you're wanting something like welcome bags to come to the area, we have 2 visitor centers that are more than happy to put that together for you. So if you email info@visitsarasota.org and let us know that you have a group coming into Sarasota County, we can put together some complimentary bags for you with information as to like what you're going to see or the area of town you're going to stay in. So we have lots of different ways that we can assist you, and we look forward to doing so.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. We've learned so much, and actually yet another place for the 3 of us to add to our vacation list. So you may see us wandering around Sarasota. Don't be afraid. We promise we're fun people. So Kelly, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for all of the information, and hopefully you will see a lot more people and a lot more groups coming to Sarasota. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Well, we do have Destination Dispatch almost every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So please make sure to join us on Thursdays for Destination Dispatch. As well as that, we do have another program called GTO Coach and Go. GTO Coach and Go is where we take our members through some of our processes within the system. So if you need to learn a little bit more about Group Travel Odyssey software and how it works and how it can work for you and make you more efficient, you can join us for GTO Coach and Go, and that's on Tuesdays at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. As well as that, if they want to find out more about Group Travel Odyssey, how can they do that, Keith?
Well, they can go to grouptravelodyssey.com, or they certainly can reach out to you. They can reach out to me, Keith at gtonetwork.com, or Jim at gtonetwork.com, or our colleague Kara, Kara at gtonetwork.com. Any of us would be happy to help you and show you what we're all about, and would love to have you join our community.
Fantastic. And Stevie G, how can we follow and listen to your podcasts, Destinations Beyond Expectations?
Yeah, Destinations Beyond Expectations is the podcast designed for students of travel. It is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, really anywhere you can find podcasts. I have new episodes that drop every Friday. And actually this Friday, we're sticking with the beach theme because the episode's all about looking at the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix and St. Thomas. They're all actually probably more different than you would probably think. So we kind of dissect, how each island is different and the advantages. Some, St. Thomas is a little more crowded and condensed than St. Croix. So if you're more the traveler that likes, nightlife and people and hustle and bustle, you might be more attracted to St. Thomas. But if you want the quiet beach and relaxation, you might want to go to St. Croix. So tune in this Friday to hear that episode. New episodes every Friday. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more.
Thank you so much for that. And also don't forget, make sure to follow us on our social media channels. You can follow us on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, and the more information, or the more you follow us, the more information that we have for you. So we do, we're quite active on our social media channels. On YouTube, we have an archive of all of our Destination Dispatch episodes, all of our Coach and Goes, as well as some really wonderful, fun videos as well. So make sure to hit subscribe in YouTube, like our Facebook page, follow us on LinkedIn as well. We can't say that enough. We love our subscribers, so make sure to subscribe. If you need any other information, by all means, reach out to any of us. We'd be more than happy to talk to you about Group Travel Odyssey. Again, thank you to Kelly for joining us today. And until next time, take care.
Thank you for watching this episode of Destination Dispatch. We invite you to stay connected with Group Travel Odyssey on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and be sure to check out more of our media, including GTO Coach and Go and the Destinations Beyond Expectations podcast. Please visit our website, grouptravelodyssey.com, where you can learn more about GTO and request a demo. Group Travel Odyssey, business without boundaries.